On the news, presidential candidates Atiku, Shatima, Peter Obi orders present policy at NBA Annual General Conference. National Security Advisor to reveal identities of highly placed Nigerians responsible for oil theft in Nigeria. And reps ask NIPC to explain 1.19 billion naira unapproved spending. Hello and welcome to News Now. I am Mary Kanu. With the 2023 presidential election just less than 6 months away, presidential and vice presidential candidates of top political parties in Nigeria continue to jostle for the votes of the electorate. Speaking at the annual general meeting of the Nigerian Bar Association held in Lagos, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, said he will hand over federal government-owned universities to state governments. Also, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, said the elections in 2023 will not be about connections, tribe or religion, but about competence, character and commitment to deliver. On his part, the vice presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Kashim Shettima, who represented the presidential candidate of the party, Bola Tinubu, explained that the government of the APC presidential candidate will replicate the wonders in Borno and Lagos states if elected president in 2023. Moving on, the Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, has disclosed that the Office of the National Security Advisor would soon reveal the identities of highly placed Nigerians behind oil theft in the country. Shehu revealed that security operatives recently raided locations where illegal oil bunkering thrives as part of a plan to control economic sabotage in Nigeria, adding that oil theft is being tackled. Shehu also disclosed that it is embarrassing for the country not to meet up with the quota given to it by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. And the House of Representatives Committee on Public Accounts has commenced an investigation into the 1.19 billion naira spent by the Nigeria Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, without approval. Chairman of the committee, Oluwole Oke, had ordered the management of the NIPC to give an explanation of the expenditure. The probe is based on an audit query report released by the Office of the Auditor General for the Federation. The report said NIPC had an approved budget of 194 million naira in 2018 and 180.6 million naira in 2019, but spent 700 million naira and 871 million naira in those years, respectively. And the Canadian High Commissioner to Nigeria, James Christophe, has complimented the Nigerian community in Canada for its economic, cultural, political and social contributions in Canada. Christophe made this known when he paid a visit to the chairman and CEO Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri-Arewa in Abuja. The High Commissioner said the visit became necessary because of the growing and impressive Nigerian diaspora population in Canada and the need to collectively harness and channel the good energy to the benefit of both countries. Responding, the NIDCOM boss said the diaspora population in Canada is making Nigeria proud in all endeavors, adding that they are also actively involved in investments in projects back in Nigeria.
The mandate of the Diaspora Commission, but more importantly in this case, the growing and impressive Nigerian diaspora in Canada, and where we can work to collectively harness, I think, the good energy that's there to the benefit of both countries. And so we had a very good discussion this morning about ways we can do that, and I look forward to working with the chair over the coming months to do what we can to really bring a light to a very important part of Canada's overall cultural mosaic. I mean, we're a country of immigrants. But the Nigerian community is taking up its own place in Canada, really contributing in all aspects of our society.
We have a huge diaspora population in Canada and doing great things in Canada and making us very proud. So ours is to engage with them when they can also do back home in their home country, Nigeria. And a lot of Nigerians are, immigrants in Canada working and also remitting money back home. And we're proud of the Canadian Nigerians, and they are really doing great things here. They're investing in businesses. They participate a lot in all our programs, the Diaspora Investment Summits. They were involved in the setting up of the Diaspora Investment Trust Fund, and a whole lot of things that we do back here. And we're also working hard to engage the younger generation of Nigerians in Canada. I know we have a lot of students there, and they all have great stories to tell.
The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations has embarked on a 4-kilometer walk which announces its Citizen Summit for National Integration, Peace and Security slated for Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022. Addressing journalists after the walk, the national president of the Institute, Mukhtar Sirajo, says the walk is to enthrone a new Nigeria that is more integrated and cohesive, where tribes and religions differ but remain one united entity. On his part, the Cross River State Chair for the Institute, who spoke on the sidelines of a program called for a holistic approach to bridge the widening trust gap between the leaders and citizens.
In the South, we believe that we have not been carried along properly. We believe that if we want to be part of Nigeria, then they must carry us along in everything that is being done to keep Nigeria one. We believe in one Nigeria. We believe that what we are doing tomorrow will make Nigeria to remain stronger as one indivisible entity.
We have had it enough that people, Nigerians, are not given opportunity to take over the leadership of the country, especially the youth. And we are saying from now that the youth should be allowed to be part of the leadership of the country. And I'm so happy that we are beginning to raise the consciousness, we are beginning to raise their interest in taking sure and making sure that things about this country become a thing of interest to them.
To walk towards a new Nigeria, that's what we are walking towards. Not a walk as in walking towards a new Nigeria, and we are walking towards a more integrated Nigeria, a more cohesive Nigeria, that Nigeria that we used to know, in which tribe, ethnicity, religion, place of origin did not have any negative bearing on any one of us.
I think the condition is not that bad if we will have people who will begin to think that we should be back to track. And in fact, that is the essence for the establishment of the authority. We'll try as much as possible to make sure that this country will remain one and sovereign in nature.
And now in state matters, despite warnings from the Lagos state government to land encroachers, otherwise called land grabbers, to desist from seizing people's lands or demolishing their houses without due procedure, these land grabbers have continued to perpetrate their acts. Some residents of the Kota area of Lagos state are recently having a bitter experience as these land grabbers are already demolishing and sand-filling buildings in the area, forcing them out of their homes without prior notice. Unfortunately, some of the residents are among those evicted from Morocco by the then military governor of Lagos State, Colonel Raji Rasaki, on July 14, 1990. Lamenting the ordeals of the 1990 eviction, which claimed several lives and property, the residents expressed fears that the incident might repeat itself if left unattended, as efforts to draw the attention of the authorities seemed abortive.
I don't think that they will remove person for his own twice. From Morocco, there, you see how that place it is. They say they know how much they are selling the lands there. Now, can them take the part of the money, build another house for us, replace us here fully, compensate us very well, than to come and push us into the sea. That is, we are Nigerians. We can't be refugee in our country.
There's a time they call about 5 years ago, 4-5 years ago, we they kill about some of our boys. When those boys rise up to challenge them that no, that you can't break our houses. We grew up here, this is our father's house. So they begin to shoot gun and they kill some of our boys. Right now, when they bring machine in to begin to break these houses, some boys also accuse them that why should they come? If you want to come and develop here, there's a way to do it. Dolphin Estate is there. They never move those Dolphin Estate away from that place. So they make sure that they build parts and relocate some people to that place they have built. And those people remain there. Ikota is big. If you build a high-rise building for us here, and you give people, you compensate them normally, everywhere is okay. Nobody will raise any issue.
When we go to the court, they say, let us go to immigration. When we go to immigration, who will carry us go? They say, that the lawyer say they must carry us go to that place. All to today, our lawyer, when we call the lawyer that you give us, say, Abidjan will say, very, very busy. And then Monka is the one that give us Abidjan. And then you say he's very busy. Okay, if you are busy now, these people are demolishing our house. They are breaking house. We run to this lawyer Dotun. Azan Dotun, lawyer Dotun. The lawyer just call us. We continue we go to Alagbon. Alagbon come here. Those people now give them the paper. Why you not give us paper now? Who bring you for this place? Up to today, as we are talking, so we never know. Till where we come to say Manuel Bere and Yemi Dowu, they are the people behind this demolition of our house. That's why we cry to government to help us.
I will take a break here, but still to come, Sports Minister charges Joshua and Usman to bounce back from defeats. We'll bring you details of this story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now here is a recap of some of our top stories tonight. With the 2023 presidential election just less than 6 months away, presidential and vice presidential candidates of top political parties in Nigeria continue to jostle for the vote of the electorate. Speaking at the annual general meeting of the Nigerian Bar Association held in Lagos, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, says he will hand over federal government-owned universities to state governments. We also told you that the Senior Special Assistant to President Muhammadu Buhari on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, has disclosed that the Office of the National Security Advisor would soon reveal the identities of highly placed Nigerians behind all theft in the country. Shehu revealed that security operatives recently raided locations where illegal oil banking thrives as part of a plan to control economic sabotage in Nigeria, adding that all theft is being tackled. Well, in case you missed any of the news bulletin or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. And now to COVID-19 stories and updates. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has cancelled planned trips to Africa and the Middle East after testing positive for COVID-19. The Cabinet Secretary for Public Affairs at the Prime Minister's office said Kishida is isolating after developing a mild fever and cough late on Saturday, and a PCR test showed he had contracted the virus. Kishida will no longer attend a conference on African development later this month in Tunisia in person, but will participate online. Japan has experienced its biggest surge in COVID-19 cases yet in recent weeks, although most of the population has been vaccinated. And millions of children in the Philippines have returned to primary and secondary schools for their first in-person classes since the COVID-19 pandemic hit 2 years ago. In schools across the country on Monday, students in masks and uniforms lined up for temperature checks as they return to their classrooms. The Philippines is one of the last countries in the world to resume full-time in-person lessons, as the country was among the worst hit by the pandemic in Southeast Asia. We'll take a break and return with business updates, so stay with us. Welcome back. Abisola Adebayo joins us now for the latest business stories. Abisola, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mary. Welcome to Business News. Nigerian advertising agencies who wish to use foreign models and voiceover artists for their advert campaigns may have to give that a second thought. This comes as the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, in line with its new law, announced the ban on the use of foreign models and voiceover artists in the Nigerian advertising medium. Speaking on the development, the Director General of ARCON, Olalekan Fadolapo, explained that the move aims at promoting and preserving Nigeria's local content and talent. Our correspondent Folashade Ogunride files in this report.
With its change of name comes a change of game, or laws, as the Director General of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ARCON, Olalekan Fadolapo, explains at this media briefing. The assented bill by President Muhammadu Buhari, which repeals the Advertising Practitioners Act, recognizes ARCON as the apex authority for the Nigerian advertising industry.
Recently, there was a judgment by the High Court which says only ARCON should regulate the advertising space. So there are specializations, there are division of labors. Where there are overlap function, this act is saying that notwithstanding the provisions in any other act, because we know that some other acts gives power to regulate advertising, but their remit is limited to their industry. But this gives us a broadening omnibus power over advertising space across industry, across markets.
It is the statutory responsibility of ARCON to make provision for the regulation and control of advertising, as well as create the Advertising Offences Tribunal, among other powers. The new ARCON law also empowers the agency to investigate, gain access to financial records of advert organizations licensed by the agency, as well as revoke licenses of defaulters.
And revoke license issued to all categories of agencies, advertisement agencies under this act. We have power to monitor and enforce sanctions on anybody, any person or organization that sponsor, expose, or cause to be exposed in Nigeria any advertisement, advertisement, and marketing communication materials without prior approval of the Advertising Standard Panel. We have power to investigate and compel public and private organizations to produce advertising and marketing communication related information. Before now, we don't have data.
To further improve local talent and content in the country, ARCON has banned the use of foreign models and voice-over artists on Nigerian advertising media.
If we continue to have models from other markets, then that means that we are having capital flight. We have over 200 million faces or models in Nigeria. Each and every one of us, naturally, we are models. Even if we have not chosen that, we have over 200 voices in our country. Are you saying none of those voices is good enough to market a product? That we need to import voice from other countries to market, develop communications that will sell to the Nigerians. Before, it will be, what is your limit? And why are you going there? But now, the law says we have the right for the preservation of Nigerian local content and use of indigenous skills as an important element in advertisement and marketing communication services in Nigeria and directed at the Nigerian market, both traditional and online.
It's been 34 years since the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, APCON, was established in 1988. But with global innovations and new constructs in the world of advertising, it has become more necessary for the agency to meet up with international best practices. Folashade Ogurinde, TV360 News.
Well, we'll take a break now and return with a review of the stock market. The bear continues to dominate the floor of the NGX as the all-share index recorded a 0.05 decline at the close of this new week's trading. And it looks like the 50,000 mark on the floor of the NGX is becoming a fallacy as the market indicator once again closed at 49,344 basis points. The equities market also lost approximately 14 billion naira as the market capitalization right here closed at 26 trillion naira at the close of trading. Now the market 0.05% decline was as a result of sell pressure in medium and large capitalized stocks. As we can see on the losers counter today, FTN Cocoa and Lasako Assurance led the losers list as they recorded a combined 12 kobo decline. On the flip side, as our gainers list for today, Courtville and Honey Flower led the gainers table, recording a 25 kobo increase. Our market summary sees a total volume of 122 million units of shares valued at 1.3 billion naira exchanging hands in 3,915 deals. Anyways, analysts say they expect the local bourse to continue broadly bearish as investors continue to sit on the sidelines and switch assets, giving attractive yields in fixed income instruments. On the foreign scene, that's the FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei, they are all in the negative territory. The FTSE closed lower on Monday, weighed by weakness in oil giants on demand concerns, and as US stocks fell sharply with investors cautious ahead of this week's Federal Reserve's Jackson Hole Symposium. Tokyo stocks also closed lower on Monday following Wall Street's decline late last week, with concerns mounting that the US Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes to tame inflation will stifle its economy. That's all on Stock Market Report. Back to you, Mary, for the rest of the news.
Many thanks for that update, Abisola. Moving on now to the global scene, Mali's military junta has appointed a Colonel Abdulkarim Maiga as the interim replacement for the country's civilian prime minister who has been admitted to the hospital. Colonel Maiga is also a government spokesman and Minister of Territorial Administration and Decentralization. His appointment was announced in a decree read on state television. He provisionally replaces a veteran civilian politician, Chogo Kukala. Maiga, who was named premier after the junta, which took power in August 2020 and carried out a second coup in May 2021. Maiga, who shares the same name as his interim successor, had served several times as a minister in previous governments. Well, it's time for Entertainment Report.
Nigerian-made indie film Ijo has been selected for viewing at 10 international film festivals in Ghana, Canada, Sweden and the United States. Confirming its official selection, director and founder of Hello Films, Fatima Benta Kimsey shared that the film has received ovation in Nigeria, Ghana, Sweden, and South Africa. Written and directed by Kimsey, Ijo explores grief and love through dance. The short film narrates the story of a depressed man who seeks closure and healing through the art. The film, starring Genevieve Ume and Charles Etubiebi, has also bagged the Best Romance Film Award at the Couch Film Festival in Canada. Veteran rapper Idris Abdulkarim has undergone a successful kidney transplant. The good news was shared by the singer's friend and associate Mike Pam, who also revealed that the surgery took place early on Monday morning. He added that the hip-hop star and his wife, who is his donor, are recuperating very well. While thanking Nigerians both home and abroad for their support, Pam also called for prayers as their healing process begins. And that's all we have on the entertainment segment of News Now.
And now in sports, the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, has charged Anthony Joshua, Kamaru Usman and the Falconets not to allow their recent losses dampen their spirits. The trio suffered defeat in their latest outings over the weekend. Joshua and Usman lost world title bouts in boxing and mixed martial arts respectively, while the Falconets crashed out of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup at the quarter-final stage. In a statement on Monday, Dare said the country is strongly behind them and believes in their abilities to bounce back stronger and better from their recent defeats. Well, that's the size of our news bulletin this evening. Many thanks for staying with us. I am Mary Kanu.